Hey now.
That's the air wrench fixing YouTube.
Oh, good.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba, I'm licking it.
Best of luck. Here we go.
All week long.
All rise, and I'm happy to see a few people. Anyways, YouTube is broke today.
It's having issues, Creed, which I did not know about until about 15 minutes ago when they have issues with live feeds. I'm like, whoa.
Roll, Bobber.
We kind of need those. Kind of need them. But it seems like we're back on, but Judge Manning has left the courtroom right now as soon as we go live.
Yeah, well, that I guess this is how today's going to be. I did find one Tukwila. I don't know even how to pronounce that, but she, her is live. So at least, yeah. So give us a little bit of a time to jump around. I see you guys have found us at least.
Yes,
if
which
we're
is
okay,
that's a plus. That's a big plus.
Yeah, we can at least find something, and that's probably not a bad idea. Twitch and FB, are you guys mostly on? Yeah, mostly on YouTube. So all right, that's good. As long as you can see us and hear us. Ragu Monkey, happy. By the way, I think you better be getting ready for a hurricane.
Yeah, batten down the hatches, bud. Seems like I'm gonna get a little bit of wind and rain.
About time. Plus, you live in that area where, well, basically, it's not going to exist at one point because it's so low. You ever watch videos on Miami about like how close to?
No, but I had the best time last night as I was looking for Florida Friday stuff. Ragu Monkey went to like a county commissioners meeting or something like that.
Yeah, he said that in the chat.
I laughed so hard. Just some of the stuff that was, how he walked up to like it was like a substation. It's a police substation. It had this one cop sitting in the middle of like this round desk, kind of elevated. And he's like, easiest money made in Dade County right here. Just some cop sitting at this desk in the middle of some rotunda.
Okay.
It's like, funny. Oh my God. I just died laughing because he calls people out right and left on this stuff, and it just makes me laugh.
Hey, first person ever to comment from LinkedIn, as far as I know, because I didn't even know that they connect, that we can even see.
Good to see you over there on LinkedIn.
That's cool.
Hopefully you know what we're saying, Mr. Singh.
I like that. Well, I thought for a second, Dave, I didn't think we were going to do any. I mean, YouTube doesn't need it, but we do.
We'll take it. And they'll take their part.
I guess we're going to start here and see what's happening, I guess. Let's do this. We got a case. We jump around different, normally a bunch of them, but today is kind of different. So we'll see what happens.
Right, Candace, I see. Correct. Drake was removed. Okay, Mr. Stave. And I did review the report, did find probable cause. I'm going to turn the floor over to Ms. Griffin. We'll go forward with the arraignment and talk about conditions.
Thank you, Your Honor. We'll acknowledge receipt of the complaint, waive further formal reading, enter a plea of not guilty to one count of malicious mischief in the third degree.
Becky Taco.
For bail.
And warm the train up, Creed.
Let me hear from Ms. Somebody first, and then I'll hear from you, Ms. Griffin, okay? Ms. Somebody, have you had any contact with Mr. Tillman's family?
Yes, Your Honor. I've spoken to his mom, Ms. Tillman, several times. At this point, she is asking that a no contact order be issued. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. All right, Ms. Griffin.
Against the mother?
Your Honor, we would ask for his release on his promise to reappear. Actually, we read through the rights as well. And he will abide by all conditions the court deems appropriate, including the no contact order. You understand that, right? You have someplace else to live. Yes or no?
Yeah.
Okay, and.
Yeah, my local
Oh, no,
shop that I go to and play
yeah.
Dungeons and Dragons at.
Yes or no?
Number,
No cell phone, okay.
Couldn't they have discussed that
so we're-
beforehand?
Same.
probably at, my friend's Todd's place.
Okay, so.
In the
maybe
basement with
let the
Alex.
court know when you get there.
Where is Alex? I ain't seen him in a while.
Phone, text message.
Got
notice to
kicked
the
out.
court.
Yeah.
You Give that to the court another time.
Got it.
Yeah. So, Mr. Tillman, obviously I do have concerns of your young age, and the city's bail request is not entirely unreasonable.
Jay, I'm gonna remember
I
that.
also recognize that these are the only two cases on your history, and you have not
I
been given
love
an
it.
opportunity to just appear in court on your own.
Ah, Nancy.
Or to abide by
Nancy.
a no contact order.
Shells, you already made it on the monetary monorail down below, but
House rules was obviously one that's now
It's
alleged
boarding today, Green.
to have been violated. Are you able to then just the place where you plan to stay, is that locally in Tukwila?
Yeah.
So you'd be able to come to court in person?
say it with me. Tukwila.
Tukwila.
Got it.
Reminds me of Titwillow.
So first off, I am going to sign the no contact order. I'm sad that it's come to this, but I'm going to sign a no contact order that does indicate that you're not going to have the contact with your mom.
Brazil.
And that means no contact whatsoever, not directly, indirectly, or
This
through a third
bitch with her
party. You're not to come
Starbucks
within
mug.
500 feet of her residence, school, workplace, or person.
Crazy, she might be a
If
nice
you're
lady.
found
How
to be in
dare you
violation
call
of
Miss
the order, you can be
Lee
charged with a new crime
a
of
B
violating
word?
the no contact order.
Call her Yammy.
Any alleged assault or reckless endangerment while this order is in effect can be charged as a felony. So it's very important that you read through this carefully. The order does say that it's in effect for 5 years.
Wow.
And that
Usually 12 months, but at 5 years, why not?
If your mom decides that she doesn't want the
I
order,
said
and
it does.
agree to remove
Taco
it or
shells.
modify it, but do not rely on any rumors.
Does.
If you
Nate?
hear
Nate,
that
good to
you
see
do
you.
that, because if you
If
do
your
that,
mom
it's
decides
fine.
she'd like to see you in the next 5 years, she can take this down.
Do not rely on those rumors, because I don't want you to get in particular trouble by
Great Fleetwood Mac
relying
album.
on rumors. Now, do you need
Hi,
a
John.
civil standby? Do you need to go back to the place that gets to get stuff so you can stay somewhere else? You're muted on your end, Ms. Griffin.
He does need a civil
Yeah.
standby, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, I'm going to allow a civil standby at the residence, and I'm going to say within 7 days of release, you have to just call 911 and speak to enforcement, and they will help you with that. Okay, that's the only way
I'm
to.
sure 911's going to love that.
Yeah, because
I'm
they
gonna
love
sign
those
that. And I'm gonna give
non-emergency
you one
calls.
chance to come in on your own and abide by these conditions. They're obviously
Hey, I
more
need somebody to help me pick my
one
stuff
before.
up.
what I'm telling
From
you
my
is
mom's
that
house.
if you violate the conditions, or if you're alleged to have violated this no contact order, expect there to be very high bail. These are serious charges, and I just want to emphasize that to you. But I am taking a lot of factors into consideration: your lack of criminal history and your age. And so you're going to be able to come to court
kid
not
hates
this
his mom.
Monday, but the following
He
Monday.
does.
So it's a quick turnaround, and it gives your attorney a chance to try to work with you to
The judge looks like no
contact
fun.
with you
I'm
and
just going
also
to say that.
gather all of the police reports so that he can have a conversation with you and hopefully have a meaningful pre-trial.
Ear.
It's October 3rd at
Spot
2:30. Come in person.
Thank you.
All the information that you need is on the order.
Dave,
Remember,
yeah,
you
we
still
got
have
there's
those no hostile
plenty of
contacts
non-emergency.
on the other case. So you have to
numbers.
abide by all of those
Yes.
court conditions in order for you to remain.
My
safe.
sheriff's department actually has a phone number, believe it or
If you have
not.
Any questions at all for me?
So it is kind of
Okay,
weird
you
that
muted
she
again on
said
your
that
end.
about 911 because they try to deter
Oh,
you
no,
from
here.
non-emergency
Sorry about that. Okay,
calls.
all right.
I'm trying to find out what time that movie starts playing. I want to
Okay.
see.
Got it.
All right, good luck to
Yeah,
you.
is this movie phone?
Thank you, Your Honor. Go ahead and have a seat. I think that concludes the calendar.
Oh, Christy.
Yeah, let
Good
me,
to see
I'm
you.
gonna have to edit Candace, the Minifield NCO, because with the new parts of the order I need to add.
Mm,
The
maybe.
final-
I couldn't see the other ear either.
It's just a
So
newer NCO.
He's on
And
with
then
a
Was Carter a refusal?
younger
I don't know, I'm gonna
replacement.
ask right now. I'm objecting, yeah. So you can come down.
Sorry.
Okay, there. I saved a new NCO. I don't know if that needs to be.
thank you.
It'll
Oh, John,
be
is that your
resent, yes.
911
And I'm sorry to put
1144?
that on-
Yeah, it's different at every country.
Well, I always call before I dig.
Okay, we'll bump him to Monday then.
Okay. And was that Minifield that you edited?
Yes, I edited him in the field and.
Why are we
so-
bumping people?
Because it's Friday. Why
All right,
not?
thank
Who do you
Ms.
got
Griffin. I appreciate it.
pulled
Enjoy
up
your
over
weekend.
here?
We'll see you next
I
week.
have no idea, Creed. This is a great looking bunch, though. As soon as I
Absolutely.
saw them, I was like, hey, look at all these hotties. Probably
I
how
like the
fun you
VRC mediator.
What's Brian doing? Brian's doing something.
I'm not sure. I'm not finding it.
Brian, are you all right? Brian, are you okay? Are you okay, Brian?
God, I get a cough drop. Jesus Christ, I keep coughing.
I don't like being in this position Brian's put us in. No, sir.
Brian's really holding us up today.
He's got us way down here.
Well, if you want to, we can just watch this one. This is the construction for the new municipal court building.
Well, it looks like things are going great.
Looks like it might have rained last night.
Be opening that thing any day now.
Getting close.
So
Look how
Ms.
tight that
Lee,
bun is on
the
her
loss
head.
in value is listed as 7,000, but then you're asking.
This is
for
small
10.
claims.
What's your basis for that?
So what we did was do a loss of news, this loss of news and diminished values. So when the car was hit, the alignment was off. So in the suspension the car was not safe to drive.
Oh, so it drives like my wife's.
So we
vehicle.
didn't get the car into the repair shop until the end of December. The accident was in September. And I didn't get the vehicle back until I think towards the end of February.
And why
Sure.
was that? Remind me why that was. You weren't really driving it, were you?
Go ahead.
About 3 to 4 days a week, we were driving it. It was a vehicle we drove very often. And for that time being, we just didn't drive it because it was not safe to drive.
Right. Why
Oh
did it take
my.
so long to get in there?
I think due to COVID, I don't know, it was just hard to get an appointment to get it repaired. That was the earliest that they had.
That's the go-to.
So Ms. Scott, what's the, again, do you have any information there about the difference of the estimated value? Because I don't see it. Doesn't mean it's not there.
No, I couldn't find it.
All right.
All I saw was the.
Oh, no. That's not
Their
good.
reasoning for why they gave them payments and things like that. So for the injuries to the vehicle.
So you're saying she's hankering for a spankering. I could see that. Make sure you like this video, by the way. If you enjoy having a good time, you're not
All right.
stick in the mud. That's a hell of an alignment job. I will say that. That place just wants to get it right every time. Her name is Celie. Celie. You think she's lying? Oh my God. I'm glad we missed that one. I'm going to go to Judge Manning here in a little bit, but she had left the room like Creed. She went to check the weather. And while that's going on, Dallas Alice being added to the monetary monorail whilst the internet does something really weird. Dallas Alice, thank you. Your husband's out of town. You looking for love? Is that what you're saying? You're trying to buy
So
the
did-
services of a
So
young
did the insurance
stud?
ever pay out on the loss of
Don't pay me no
value
mind.
there? You said it was like $800 there, Ms. Lee. Was that
Yes,
ever paid, or-
they issue a check for $853, which I have not cashed because I had told them that was pretty much too low. We were kind of going back and forth for a while and they just kind of stopped communicating.
You better cash that check.
Did you send it back?
No, I didn't send it back. I still have it right here. It just hasn't been cashed and it was issued back in April 29th.
Of 2021?
Dallas Alice now
2022 of this year.
on the monetary monorail today. Enjoy your ride. She's in first class. Brian is really out of it right now. I don't know what's going on. Well, that's good to hear. I hope it was a hoax. I don't want to hear anything about anything like that. That's terrible. We're really slow playing this claim here on this car. Sounds like she's trying to milk them for all it's worth, but I mean, if she's got to get it done, she's got to get it done. Oh man. Oh, they said oh, that's not good. That's not good. Yeah, go ahead and cash that check. Go ahead, get your money. If you're trying to bleed them for money, the judge is probably going to sign, he's going to go on their side, I bet, because they've made this big offer. Oh, she's back now? Okay, we'll probably hop over there as soon as Krieg gets back.
Well, that was an odd occurrence, a meeting of the minds, if you will. Our post office lady and Amazon both showed up at the same time. Post office lady had 2 Amazon boxes for my wife, and Amazon lady only had 1.
Interesting.
Yes.
So what we have here is, again, apparently there was an accident. Fault has been determined again, that's where we're at. There doesn't appear to be a dispute over that. Loss of value is a recognized
things moving at light speed here. This
Yes.
court. I see.
I just want to find out what happens on this, and then we're going somewhere else.
So I'm going to enter a judgment in favor of Ms. Lee in the amount of $7,034 and the filing fee. You can tender that to your insurance company, ma'am.
I thought that most things like that are like $5,000 tops.
Well, I mean, she had $10,000 worth of
I'm
damage.
not
to her car.
awarding, Ms. Lee, I'm not awarding for like loss of use.
Okay, that's fine, Judge.
Hello, Hugh. That's fine, Hugh.
That's
And that's it
fine.
for today.
And if
You're
she
free
had
to leave the Zoom call.
insurance,
Thank you, Your Honor.
why did it go to small claims? I mean, she said they sent her a check. She just wasn't happy with it and didn't cash it.
Oh yeah, most stuff we get very quickly. That and Chewy, we have a Chewy within like 20 minutes from here. She's got it same day from Chewy before. It's very odd.
I missed out on Alicia before she left, but she'll always live on in
Hello, Marty.
artist renderings.
Is that a bun?
Yeah, she had a thing on her head.
Yes, Your Honor.
And
Well,
then, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, I think we mediated 3 so far, and all 3 are headed to
Thank you,
trial,
Dave.
unfortunately. So,
Okay, I see them all back here.
okay, and we're working on several others.
Apparently
Okay.
there is up to
And
7K or more.
so,
Jesus Christ. Hello, Amy.
Amy.
so Mr. Merriman and Mr.
Lars?
Hoffert,
What'd you call him?
that case will be next.
All right, so we can jump. We've seen
Yeah,
it.
jump on out here. They're too slow here.
This
Oh.
is I don't know if we've ever been over here. Tammy Rogers, she's a magistrate.
Yeah, that's Kenny's daughter. You picked a fine time to leave me.
Pike.
Pike. I like Pike. Pike comes in and just wishes us a happy $5 Friday. He doesn't
I like that.
give us $5. He just, he
right.
continues to propagate
In this case,
the whole situation. I enjoy that.
Everybody was kung fu fighting.
$2,000 10% bond. Conditions on the bond are that you may not return to any Meyer. You may have no threatening, intimidating, harassing, or
Samurai.
person. Be respectful of all court employees and care providers during the course of your case. If any of your information changes, you must immediately notify the district court. So mailing address, phone number, email address, any of that changes, it is your responsibility to immediately notify the district court. You should be hearing from your court-appointed attorney or attorneys. Trial conferences in this case are not
Kieran, I'll take you and send
Entrance
that,
music.
We'll take no action.
send that $5 to whoever that was.
I'm gonna tell you for years. Mr. Clark, do you have any questions?
Just one thing.
From a cartoon, it's a samurai
I talked to
attack.
you quite extensively.
Oh yeah, they don't want the money.
Did you maybe put on the request that requesting Dave Clark? And won't would not be guaranteed on him, but it's for.
I don't know what
Yeah,
happened to
I think
David, but we
it's
need to
the
pay
place.
this man.
That may not happen. You understand that? And Odom, to get out of jail in Grand Traverse County, you're gonna have to go with $500 total.
Like,
Is he the attorney?
Would I even get out if I
I
have
think
a
so.
hold somewhere else though?
No, you would be let out. You'd be posted by the.
Dude, no, thank you.
All aboard. The
because you don't
monetary
have to go to
monorail.
court or any of these cases. Well, nothing's gonna happen in your cases for a while.
Mhm.
So that's why I asked the judge to appoint me to like,
Okay.
to get, make an agreement with the prosecutor.
Did
I would get him as my attorney just for sympathy votes.
If you are asking for that, Mr. Canada, but we can't guarantee it.
Okay, thank you. Can we get Miss Brunk back?
Actually, what's going on? David didn't want to cancel a massage he had for the day, so you can't
He
see her
might
back
be-
there, but she's
he might
giving him one hell of a neck and back rub.
That's why it's all blurred out.
She said, I said, you probably better off pleading, but she said, but I think I could probably get her to plead.
He must, yeah. It's
Have
a,
judge
it's a whole
available
lot
for
of.
that plea today.
Okay, all right, so never mind then.
Again, sympathy vote. He would have mine. Oh, look at her gathering up the coinage.
Oh, we're all set.
Thank you. Mr. Canada, you are all set?
Yeah.
Oh well.
Oh, well, that was fantastic. What do we got over here? This guy is over to Ashley's bedroom.
Yeah, we're up in the club. This is Judge Manning. These are all protective orders. This is a video we're watching in the courtroom.
And you can hear
Oh.
her pick my stuff. I thought I heard her. I'm not gonna say that I heard her push the trash can over, but I do know that our other roommate's boyfriend was cleaning it up.
All right, you stop sharing your screen. Sum it up. Tell me what it is you want. Y'all have classes together?
No,
These are all protective
hold
orders
I'm
on
trying to
Friday.
stop the screen sharing. Can you still see my screen?
Oh, we're probably gonna have to stay here the rest of the day then.
I can see you.
They were
Okay.
sharing text messages a second ago.
I just would like the TPO to be still in place. I don't want her to be able to talk to me. I don't. I
Real
mean-
quick, I just wanted to see John's hair. Oh, boy.
We all live
Very
together in that building.
Translucent in the front.
We're a couple floors apart.
That sucks.
All right, Ms. Free, 50 feet at home, 200 yards everywhere else. This will be in place for 12 months. Both of you put your email in the chat and you can leave the meeting.
Thank you.
Yeah, I like her. She is so straight to the
Brandon
point.
Parrish, Rashad Lewis.
I thought you were going to say something else. Sweet Terry.
T, thank
All
you. And right behind
Both of
you.
you raise your
Pat,
right hands.
thank
Y'all
you.
swear firm testimony you're about to give is the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth. All right, you have any witnesses?
Yes, I have a witness.
Where are
Ooh,
they?
witnesses, Creed.
Right.
All right.
Steven?
Brandon coming in swinging.
Send Stephen out. Can't hear from Stephen. Stephen's got to leave. No, don't sit Stephen down there. Stephen's got to leave. Stephen can't be in the same room.
Go out. Yeah, go out there.
What about you, Mr. Lewis?
We
I
can't
have
hear
no
any
witnesses.
testimony
All
before
right,
this.
go ahead, Go ahead,
That's
Mr.
fine.
Parrish. Help me out, Mr. Parrish. Y'all have been watching. Y'all have been listening. To the point.
Okay.
Recent event and work backwards. What did this man do to you?
Got it. So Mr. Lewis came to my home on August the 2nd. We was actually going back and forth via text or IG, I believe. I told him that I was gonna come over and have a conversation with him, but I ended up not going because of the way how the conversation was going. So I felt like he was real angry. So upon me arriving home, I see his car coming behind my car. So immediately I was about to get out and go into my house, and he came to my driver's door, started banging on the door and like cussing and saying like what he's gonna do to me, and
That isn't good.
blase. So I was just like, yo, you need to calm down. Why are
Blase,
you at my
blase?
house?
Yeah,
And next thing I know, he runs over to my neighbor's house, I guess to tell my neighbor what type of person I am. So my neighbors witnessed him like picking up things.
Don't want to hear what your neighbor witnessed. If that's your neighbor that's going to testify, he
Okay.
can tell me, not you.
Okay, so Lewis was really upset. He was angry. So as I'm listening to him talk to my neighbor, I stuck my head out the car. And so
Who are we talking
I was
about?
like,
Which
why are you over
iPhone,
here?
you
He
think?
got angry, came back to the car, started banging on the car, tore my door handle off the car. Then saying, he kept threatening me, saying, when I see you, I want blood and this and that, and what he's gonna do to me. I'm to be honest, I'm not scared of Lewis. It's just how when he get upset, this is what he do. You know what I mean? I don't want to be out.
Yeah,
He
it must be
does
because he's
something
really
like
one
this,
without a.
and
Okay, so you have to be in fear for your safety.
I am that's what I'm saying. When I'm out, and I'm afraid of what he might do. So that's why I did this.
Call
So
the
I-
law next
Hold
time.
on. So then you are in fear for your safety.
I am. I'm indeed.
All
When
right.
I'm let me get to the point. The reason
No,
why.
no. Hold on a minute. No. I'm asking you questions.
Yeah.
You said you're not fear. Are you scared of him?
Yes, I am, ma'am.
All right. Hold on a second. Mr. Lewis. Okay, that little bit. What was that about?
I'm sorry.
Tearing this door off. What's all that about, Mr. Lewis? You stand by, Mr. Parrish. I got this. Go ahead,
okay.
Mr. Lewis. Tell me about that.
Can you hear me?
Oh, I hear you.
Okay.
boy.
That night, Mr. Parrish was supposed to bring me some money that he
Calm
had
down,
owed
T.
me from the last month. It was regarding my rent and all of that. So it was on the 3rd that he stressed it out to not give it
He
to
doesn't
me.
pay
And we
just
had a
one rent,
conversation
it's
via
rent,
text
Rebecca.
of me not wanting to deal with him anymore because we were
where are
involved. And then he decided to not pay me the money because I didn't want to deal with him anymore. So that led into us having an altercation. That night, I didn't.
Not
On
in
the
Georgia,
statement, it
are we?
says that I hit him with a crowbar, which is totally false. I didn't put my hands on him at all. And he was just being manipulative with the situation about me getting my money. So that's what I went to the neighbor's house and spoke to the guy that I had his number and we have communicated before, and told him what was going on. And he replied to me like, there should be no reason that Brandon don't give you your money. He has money. But we all know Brandon was being manipulative in that
I
moment.
don't care whether Brandon's got money or not. I want to hear the
that's-
fact. Stop.
That's not true. That's not
Stop. Finish, sir. Go ahead.
That's not
Brandon
true.
got money long as
Mr.
train
Parrish,
smoke,
I'm listening
baby.
to Mr. Lewis right now. Go ahead,
Go ahead.
Mr.
I proceeded to listen, speak to the neighbor.
Fulton County, Georgia.
That night ended, and I went home.
There we go.
Brandon came to my house on the 8th of that same month, even after the whole ordeal of where I supposed to be did to him. He came to my house, broke into my house. He was no longer on my lease, and broke into my apartment. And still came around. I have a text of me texting his neighbor and saying, "Please tell your friends to stop showing up in my house." That was on the 8th. I also have.
I don't want to hear something from somebody else that's not here. Did you do stuff to his car? Like he
No,
said.
we were having an ordeal, and yes,
So you didn't, he says all that happened to his
Put a
car,
right
you didn't do it?
pipe, Your
No.
Honor.
Who did it?
It was both of us. We were both having an altercation around the car.
So he tore his own car up.
Yeah, it wasn't me vandalizing his car. We were having an altercation.
Not true.
Mr. Parrish, what happened before this event? What other acts of violence in the past?
Your Honor, I'm gonna go back. Originally,
No, I want you told me that one, go back to the event right before that. That's where I want you to go. I know exactly what I need to hear. That's why I'm asking you questions. What
okay,
happened?
Lewis did tear my handle off my car. Upon him tearing my handle off my car, he ran back to his car, got something out of his car, then came back, and I was trying to jump back in my car. That's when Lewis swung and hit me on my head. I have pictures where I was bleeding and everything.
All right,
My
why don't you
neighbor,
share your screen and show me that?
I had a picture of it's on my neighbor's phone. I asked him to send it to me, but I have it here.
Brandon's shirt is very, very tight.
Very tight, yes.
I mean, talking about somebody being the Incredible Hulk, he could be like, "Rah."
He's sharing his screen. Look.
That's not how you do it. Send it, sir. Send it so we can all see it.
And the police officer also took pictures of
Yeah,
my
I
head.
want to hear what the police said. I just want you to show me. All right, so he hit you with a
And
crowbar.
then I also let me show you this.
And
also.
let's answer my question. He hit you on the head with a crowbar.
Yes, he went back to his car. It was a hard item that he grabbed out of his car and then he came
Grab
back.
something hard
All right,
out
so
of his
you-
car.
So was it a crowbar or was it just another
It
hard?
felt like a tie iron or something like
Okay.
that.
All right. All right. What else?
If he'd hit him with
Then
a
after that,
crowbar,
Lewis
Yeah.
ran back
his
to the
head
car
in.
and then he yelled at me and said, "He want blood. You gonna pay me my money and this and that, this that." Like he said, Lewis, I was on the lease because I co-signed for him an apartment. Then after that, it was agreed. He told me that he would only do it for 3 months and he would put the apartment.
So
in
what
his
I want to talk about is not your
Got
lease.
you.
I want to hear
Got
about
you,
the family.
but
I want to hear
he
about the
did-
bonds.
He did that, and then when I think the neighbors called the cops. That's when he jumped in his car and spun off and left. He literally, I'm gonna let my neighbor tell you what all he was saying. Then he called my neighbor, and then told my
Let your neighbor tell me
Okay,
what he
that's
said.
it.
Thank you. Get your neighbor up here. Let me hear from you.
Got you, Stephen.
Was he sitting there where all you had to say was Stephen and he heard you?
No, he's outside.
They're about to
All
throw
right.
him out.
I didn't hear
Play.
the door close.
He's over there beside. He's got. Hold on, he's coming up the stairs now.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, sir, if you don't mind, raise your right hand for me. You swear firm testimony you're about to give is the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth?
I do. Yes.
All right, all I want to know is what you heard firsthand from Mr. Lewis, not what's Mr. Parrish told you. He said what you heard firsthand. Go ahead.
All I know is that on that particular night, I guess it was somewhere between around 9 and 10 o'clock, I get a knock on my door. Anyway, I thought it was strange. And then I come to the door and Mr. Lewis is at my door.
Yes,
and
sir.
he's explaining to me that about Brandon owed him some money or some stuff where they're going back and forth about their situation. Then he's pissed off. And then he's talking about he was just pissed and he tried to grab one of the plant stands on my front porch and said he was gonna fuck him up. And I said, don't do this. I said, you don't really want to do this. I said, you need to put that down. You don't want to do this. You don't want to cause anything. And I think I did de-escalate that aspect because he did not pick that up. But then what I witnessed is that him go over to Brandon's car. They get into an altercation out in front of the street where I am. They're fighting. It seems like Brandon is trying to de-escalate him. But
Chad,
Lewis
you
is
legend.
the aggressor. on
Chad
this
had
right
the
here.
early boarding pass as
And
well.
I saw something being picked up. I also saw where he broke the handle on Brandon's car. Now, I did see that. I witnessed all of this, breaking the handle. And I'm up there saying, y'all don't need to be doing this. You don't need to be doing this. And that's just kind of what I saw, sir.
I want
All right, that's all right. All right, thank you, sir. Okay, Mr. Lewis, I'll hear from you. Go ahead.
Just to piggyback on what the witness said, I was talking to him. I
see
never
that
picked up
lady's
anything
face
to hit
after
ring
he
out
said,
my car.
"Look at her right there."
Nothing of the sort. I want you to actually look at his pictures because I'm sure it's forged in some type of way. Because I never.
I wish you would have said it the way that he was doing it. It's like,
that night we did have an altercation, but it was no even like punching land or anything. We were just like grabbing each other, and all I wanted to do was get my money, and that was that. Even after that ordeal, man, he showed up to my house 2 days later and broke into my apartment while I was here. He was knocking for 10 minutes, I guess, to see if I was in the actual apartment, and then he used his key that he never turned in up to this day. Right now, he still hasn't turned in that key to get in my apartment to the leasing office. And I also have, my leasing office manager
why are we
ready
talking
to,
more about him breaking in?
speak to if you allow. But he pretty much knows everything that I've dealt with Brandon because I needed Brandon to get back, turn in the key. Brandon refused to turn in the key. He walks in my apartment in and out as he owns it. He's no longer on my lease. So at that point, that's trespassing. And that's what I've dealt with Brandon. And he just pretty much does whatever he wants. So
that's breaking and entering.
But that still doesn't negate the fact that I never touched him and never hit him with a crowbar, never hit him with any type of object.
All right. Eric, can you get Mr. Parrish back up there for me, please?
Okay, you need anything else from me, ma'am?
No, sir. Thank you so much. You have a good weekend.
All right, then. But what I will say just in leaving is that those pictures that Mr. Parrish is taking, I took the pictures of him. So he was hit the head now. I took the pictures
If
of him.
anybody's
Okay,
looking
thanks.
for
Thank you so
a
much.
wedding
Appreciate it.
photographer, I take great pictures. I know y'all all saw them while ago. He got held up beside the head. So I think y'all should know.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, sir. I'm going to go ahead and put this in place for 12 months. Once you
Nailed
both
it.
put your emails in the chat, Mr. Lewis, you'll have to do the FVIP class, the Family Violence Intervention class. And I think in 24, 26 weeks, you have to do that. There'll be a compliance date on the order. Once you both put your emails in the chat, we'll send you the order once it's ready. Both of you, once you put it in there, you can both leave. Stay healthy and
Tonight's
safe.
the
Have a good weekend. All right, both of you can leave the meeting once you put your emails in there. All right, Ms. Fenton and Mr. Huff.
Thank you.
Ms. Huff.
She wasted no time
here.
deliberating, I tell you.
All right, both of you, Mr. Huff, you got to be still. Both of you raise your right hands.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, do y'all both swear firm testimony you're about to give is the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, put your hands in. All right, ma'am,
Mary.
sometimes I forget to ask this.
Mary Cole,
you still want to go forward?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, go ahead and tell me what, start from the most recent event and work backwards.
Well, in August, he was doing the legitimization to get the kids legitimized. He informed me and the
called a
judge
DNA test.
because he's schizophrenic and have something else going on. He was on his medication. Like he was acting like he just want to be the caring father. Remind you, he
sent him
hasn't
off
been in
for
your life in like 3-4 years. He just pop up and
authenticity.
wanna, oh, I changed, I did this, I did that. So me trying to give him a fair shot, I did the legitimization.
I gave him
we
the
agreed
COA
to he get
for
them
them
on
kids.
Thursday and drop them back off on Monday to school. Then it started to becoming like when he had to pick them back up and get their stuff, he called me complaining about, oh, something happened with a sock. Why they didn't have on shorts up under a skirt? It was always like he was nitpicking with me. So then I'm like, he had 5 other kids. Why is he so concerned only with my 3 kids? Then that's when it started to get, even his own mother called me because my daughter started coming to us and she was just like, she been around her dad. Someone rolled past their house, and some stuff had happened.
Stop. Violence. What has he done to you? Violence.
No, it's that my kids, they fear for their life.
Tell me exactly what he did to them. Besides,
he is threatening them and telling them if they come back home and tell me anything that happened at his house, he's gonna do XYZ to them. And also in the court order, it was
remind me how old your children are, please, ma'am.
Mary,
they
hang
are
in there.
10, 6, and 4.
Do y'all have any other type of case happening right now in family court or anything like that?
Well, he did a contempt against me for family court because when I did the restraining
So that would be a
order,
yes. That'd be a yes. You get another case pending. All right. When do y'all go to court on that? Do you know?
I don't know.
All right, Mr. Huff, I'll hear from you.
Yes, ma'am. The court hearing is November for the contempt.
Who's that in front of?
Excuse me?
Do you know who that's in front of?
Is that a real term?
Jocelyn Mejia. I believe
Legitima-
that's who it's in front of.
Legitimization.
That's the judge's thing?
Now I feel stupid.
The judge chambers is Farmer, Kevin Farmer.
All right, Judge Farmer. And when your court date's November
I'm not sure. I don't have it on here. I believe it's the 23rd. Let me see. I have it right here. 1 second.
All right.
Is there any way Miss Ector up there isn't the person that they want protection from?
Well, I can look it up. If it's in Judge Farmer. But tell me what it is. Respond to what it is that she said.
She said Farmer.
Oh, I wasn't done.
I know, but you gonna hold on a second because I'm gonna let him respond to what you said so far. Go ahead, sir.
Okay.
I'm not sure exactly what to respond to besides the fact that
She says the kids are scared of it.
all of this started from me putting my daughter on punishment. I did not physically discipline her. I verbally disciplined her. I had a stern talk and a very firm talk with her as to the misbehavior and the disrespect is not tolerated while in my custody. I also gave the mother a heads up that I would be putting her on punishment, taking all electronics and giving her, and she'll be on punishment. None of this, is the fear for her life. None of this ever came about
Why is
until,
Brandon back?
This what, Wednesday or Thursday, where she actually
What the heck?
accusations, and then on top of that, she's saying she went to the school and we've talked to Miss Oliver, who is the social worker, and also Mr. Duval, who is the counselor at H.E. Holmes Elementary, and there was no reports or incident reports, crisis, anything, any crisis management done. So it's very hard to believe that this is what's going on, especially given her history in the past with telling stories.
She's a liar, Credence. A liar.
As far as in, disciplinary actions, if we have a difference upon disciplinary actions, that's something she can discuss with me. I don't think that it warranted me being in here for a restraining order. Upon
Do you want me to
disciplinary
pause
action.
this and jump to licking?
All right, ma'am. He says he took her electronics away. Are they scared of him because he puts them on punishment?
No, ma'am.
I
Now,
like
I have
this.
text
I'm okay
messages
with staying
when
here.
I
and listening,
text
to be
him and
honest.
told him that
Sounds
our
good.
daughter feared for
Totally
her
up to you guys.
life.
Let's figure that
He
out.
can
I'll be
message
our
me a back to be messy or any of that, but he cannot message me back when I'm telling him he needs to go see a counselor or something. Even his own mother even talked to him because he's off his
She's not.
medication.
Nope. She's not here, ma'am. What?
Okay, my bad. But my daughter, she's Googling how to commit suicide. This happened way before this happened a week before he took her phone. Even the people at the school know about this. And I have a witness also who is waiting to get online to talk to voice their opinion because I can't speak on it, but the witness can. He's going around telling people he's on drugs, Your Honor. I don't I fear for our life being around him. I don't want my daughter to kill herself. And I have messages of me texting him, telling him like he needs to talk with her. We can still they fear for being around him.
Wow, everybody wants to go to licking.
He's yelling,
Huff,
going
let me ask you a
crazy on her.
question.
She
Mr.
don't
Huff.
know.
Mr. Huff,
Yes,
either of you have
Creed turned it down before he left, so when he comes back, we'll jump over.
a legal advisor, legal attorney for this contempt with Atlanta Legal Aid for a pro bono lawyer due to the fact that I do not have the funds to obtain a lawyer. They've been really, slow rolling the ball on that and, slow to get back with me.
Shelly,
because
I
of
did not
everything
see
that's
that,
going on
but now I
as
do.
far as
Now I
COVID
can't
getting
unsee.
backed up. But I have talked to Miss Courtney Johnson with that's a representative for the Atlanta Legal Aid.
Okay, so let me ask Miss Fitton, what kind of help have you put your kids into? What kind of therapy have you gotten them to? Hold on, tell me. But what have you done other than try to apply for a TPO if you're fearful that your daughter is going to harm herself?
Well, right now,
Sure enough, that's what I thought
I
too.
called Peach State to see can they get her a counselor to talk to her. I'm waiting on the people to call me back with an appointment because they're so booked up. Everything is
I feel like the mom was real soft on the
So
kids
now
and
I'm
the
just
dad
waiting on the lady to put my daughter on her calendar to
wants them
see
to
her.
listen.
Because I don't have all the funds, and if I have it from government, why not use it? So that's what I'm doing. I went to whoever Peach State is giving me to do all this.
Okay. All right.
Go ahead, Mr.
And Your Honor,
Okay.
my bad.
Once she told me when she told me what was going on, like I said, which was a
Did
day
she say
before,
my bad?
before, I was supposed to get the kids. Not a week before, she was saying these accusations had been being made or said. She let me know a day before I was supposed to get the kids, and when she let me know that, I did not respond back to her messages. I immediately started seeking out counseling for my daughter. I also have a text message in my phone where I text my personal doctor to see how
That's a
we
woman.
can get any services in place for how all this is affecting her. I also made calls. They've given me different outpatient sources. But I can't do anything personally now because I don't have it's a restraining order, so I can't get the kids to actually take them. I can also show you that the text message where I reached out to my doctor and trying to get, but he gave me a crisis hotline access line to call. So next time I was going to get her, try to get all this stuff situated and then, make some plans to get some counseling. That's also what I was going to be advising for in the contempt hearing was counseling service for me and my daughter due to these allegations.
I believe the dad. I really do.
Made. So that's where I am at with it.
What else,
I really
ma'am?
believe him.
And Your Honor, my 4-year-old who just turned 4, the last time he had them, they came home crying, begging, asking not to go back to their dad's house because they so scared of him and how he act. And I wish you can listen to my witness because they can back up what I'm saying.
But what is your witness? No.
My it's his own grandfather. Like he go over there, he tell them that he's on drugs.
Why would he be telling people
Like
he's
they know
on
other
drugs?
stuff that they scared to even tell me how when my daughter she go to them and talk to them and I can't even say
So hold on, this child, you said is looking up how to commit suicide, and you haven't taken her to say Grady.
I have took her to other places, but it's
You
a
take
waiting
her to
process.
Grady.
I took her to yes, I took Grady mental health. I took her there too, ma'am.
And you told them she wants to kill herself.
Yes.
And they didn't admit her.
No, they did not admit her. They said that they asked her, they talked to her, they
That's some
did the
serious shit
intervention
there.
and all that.
Yeah.
And they was just like, what it seems like is that is when she's around him. That's all they told me when she's around him.
I think that's 100% it. Dad
Miss
wants them to
Free.
listen. Mom lets them run amok.
Yes, Your Honor.
How you doing, Miss Free?
I'm all right.
I don't know. So maybe Judge Farmer staff, you want to see if they could get one of the AVLF guardians, or they had, isn't that who it is? Just email whoever it is over there and just tell them that maybe this needs that, and then maybe you can, let's see. I guess call DFACS, report this to DFACS, so DFACS can check in on this child because if mom is so worried and can't get her somewhere, that I'm concerned about the safety of this kid.
Ma'am, can I add that?
No.
Yeah,
Okay.
no, you're winning.
Somebody's going to get to the bottom of it. So if because I
Mom
know
looks bad
that
right now.
Yeah.
She's painting herself.
like
in the
Judge
corner.
Powell can do something to do an order for an AVLF guardian ad litem. So that can go in, so that guardian ad litem can go ahead and start working this. But maybe DFACS needs to check into this and check in on this kid because they're resource. Mr. Huff, put your hand up. Put your hand up.
I got you.
Everybody knows what I'm going to say before I say it because they want to interrupt. Listen to what I'm saying, process it. Don't just hear me, listen. All right? Because DFACS has some sort resources out there to get this kid some help, and you ain't got to wait in line. Now, I'm going to deny this for failure to prove because I can't tell how much of this. I mean, it's not really jiving that all this is happening right before Dad's parenting time. So we're going to send that. We're going to make a call to
That's the
DFACS
right.
and let them look into it and get you some resources. Down there at juvenile court, they have plenty of resources where they can get you somebody that you can get a counseling through or somewhere else. So reach out to juvenile court. They got all kinds of resources down there. They can
She
help
saw
you with
right
parenting,
through
how to
that
deal with a young
bullcrap.
teenage girl, etc., etc., etc. All right. Both of you, put your email in the chat. We're going to send you a copy of the failure to prove and the denial of this TPO. Best of luck to both of you. Once you put your emails in the chat, y'all can leave them.
That is the right way to do it. We missed all the podiums, but we at least got him in person today, and we can.
The Ohio State Creed.
How would you like to plead to those two charges? I mean, well, you've already pled not guilty, so we can do this one. You already pled not guilty to
Two farty bones.
as well, which is driving under non-compliance suspension, driving without a valid or expired license, and displaying fictitious plates. You can do one of two things on these cases.
Fictitious
You can
plates,
stand on your
bro.
plea of not guilty, in which case I'll go ahead and cut you loose on a bond today, and we'll get them rescheduled. Or if you just want to wrap everything up, you can change your pleas to not guilty or no, or from not guilty to guilty or no contest. And if I accept your pleas and no convictions, I'll impose the sentence and we'll be done. So it's up to you.
Dave is the engine and the caboose.
Look, it's a pirate.
Dog was a shit.
Arg.
I tend to remember that.
And
Yeah.
I called in on my court day. I didn't have transportation to get here.
Mhm.
And asked for a continuance until I could get transportation. I didn't get a response on that. That's why.
I can't believe Nick Fury is going around with fictitious tags on his car.
I was told I could call.
Oh, actually, wait a minute. You did go ahead.
The man
and,
works for Shield.
and I denied it because the case was 5 years old.
Yeah.
So it's entirely up to you. Do you want to stand on your pleas of not guilty? In which case, I'm going to cut you loose on OR bonds, and we'll get new dates.
Please.
Okay, fair enough. What is your current address?
65 South Vine Street, Pataskala, Ohio, 43062.
Yeah, I remember talking to you about the shit too. You said it wasn't your dog.
Do you know he's from Ohio?
Yeah, he's right there. I see him. Flushing.
So 20.
See, I'm confused with this.
Licken's own.
Situation is what I'm here for is like so silly, it's ridiculous. And if I could just pay a fine or
So is he just staring into one eye, or how does that work?
Well, here's what's going to
I
happen.
can't even tell
We're
the
gonna
patch
get
is
more
covering
dates.
his eye or not.
We're going to send you a letter telling you what it is, but you can also track your own.
It's not. It's all the way up on his forehead.
Maybe he's got a weird eye.
At that time, you want to just change your pleas to guilty.
Oh, Rich, this is your dad.
You could do that. You can actually do that today if you want, but if you feel
the confusion is right there. You know, I don't want to go to jail.
well, nothing you're charged with on the traffic case. Well, I'm sorry, the fictitious.
Who's
plate-
that well-dressed son of a bitch in
maximum 30 days jail,
Hughes?
up to a $250 fine, but that's not mandatory.
Kimberly Esmond
If you want
Adams.
to plead out and get all this over and done with today, we can do that. Or okay, do you want to plead not guilty? I'm sorry, do you want to change it to guilty?
Okay,
or-
baby.
Okay. And did you understand the nature of a guilty plea based on
Got a
the-
drifty eye.
You'd be waiving your right to have a
For
trial.
the wandering eyes,
Guilty beyond
drifty eye.
And at least on the fictitious tax charge, not only do you have the right to have an attorney of your choosing, you're actually eligible to ask the court to appoint an attorney to represent you. Did you want to waive that right today?
No.
I mean, do you want to have a lawyer for that? Or do
Here
you
comes, get ready for comment of the day, Creed.
Do you wish to have a lawyer for that? Okay.
Here
then
comes.
Keep your pleas of not guilty intact, at least on that.
Yes, we work full time.
Jiu-jitsu.
You're looking at it, Mary.
Only there's $150 fine on each of the citations.
Damn it, Mary. You're just giving our wives more and more things to say.
Right.
The United States of America.
All the time.
Now, you're eligible to ask, as I mentioned, for the court to appoint an attorney to represent you. If you want that to happen, just make sure you submit your application today before you leave, okay? And the bailiff can assist you with making sure that that goes where it's supposed to, and it actually goes to the clerk, and that's where you go next.
Possibly we're
Anything else you
learning
wanna say
about
this
orange
amazing
juice
history
tonight.
paper?
Anything's possible.
Hi, Richard. This is your dad.
I received misinformation.
Hi, Richard. This is your dad. Just killed a hooker who was still in the riding lawnmower. Ran over a squirrel today, bud. Your mom cooked it up with some mashed potatoes.
Really
All
good.
right, I'll talk to you later, bud. He is
Well, the
not
good news
happy.
is you're going to have half of your legal issues taken care of. You actually had already pled guilty to the failure to confine, so it's just on the failure to license. I'll impose a $25 fine on that, okay?
Yes, sir.
Now, the other case is going to come back for a trial in front of me, a bench trial just to the court first and foremost, unless a jury demand is filed. But as I said, you can track your own case online. Just make sure you show up for the next court date, and then it'll all be over. Any other questions today?
Yes, sir.
All right, very well. I'll tell you what, just have a seat where you were before the bell. Will be with you in a moment. You have a good day. Brad Neely.
Oh, as even if you mail us a check, Amy,
Mr.
it's
Neely,
on there.
Understand your in court today?
No matter what.
Well, your lawyer had asked for
Little
you
overdressed, no,
want
today
to be
for court?
set aside, but given the fact that this is a whatever 22 minus 8 is.
I want to know what he did.
14-year-old case. I said, nah, he's got to show up and deal with it on his own. You got an OVI charge. You got a Mark Lanes violation. What? I don't believe you've ever actually. Oh yeah, you did enter a plea a long time ago. So the case has been assigned to this division of the court. Are you here just because you want to have the warrant recalled and then have your be released on your own recognizance and then come back with your attorney?
Yes.
All right. You have a right for the attorney to be here today. And if you couldn't afford one, we'd give you one at absolutely no cost to you. Was your intention to waive that right only for the limited purpose of addressing your warrant?
Limited time only.
Yes. And then you'd have to come back with your lawyer. So you want to just waive your right to have him here just for the purpose of recalling the warrant today.
Thank you, Nancy. Mikey didn't even realize I was going. Because I said I got to pack you. Pack for what?
It's been
I forgot all about it.
I mean, when you got cited for this, I wasn't even a judge. And I've been here for a while. So why
14 years ago.
Why didn't you show up for court?
I've got to add some stuff to the train. Give me just 1 second. I saw it, Amy. I'm on it. I'm on it.
Need to go to court. He was going to take care of it, and that kind of backfired.
Was it a local attorney here in Lincoln County or someone over in?
It was somebody.
I found him on Craigslist, Your Honor.
It was 14 years ago. That's where you looked back then.
And then after that, I just haven't really been driving and just, kind of got nervous and.
Got nervous. My palms were sweaty. My knees were weak.
All about that super safety, you know.
Contacted a lawyer, and I just found out that I had a warrant in this county.
Well,
so-
the ironic thing is that, you've already been subject to the 1-year suspension of your license for allegedly refusing to submit to a breath test. But so you could pay a reinstatement fee and get your license once we've recalled the forfeiture here in this case, but we won't.
14 times over, you could have had your license.
You will be
bud.
released on your own recognizance. The warrant will be recalled since you did voluntarily appear here today in person. Notices of future court dates are going to go to Mr. Nesbitt, your attorney, so make sure you stay in close contact with him.
Okay.
Any other questions?
No.
All right, go ahead and have a seat. The bail's going to be with you in a moment.
All right, thank you.
And next up, we have Brandon Wills.
14 years.
Mr. Wills,
That is
come on up.
insane.
You understand your rights?
Yes, I do.
All right, you're here because I was going to issue a warrant
Jesus.
for your arrest.
How much did Nike pay for this?
Massive.
God.
Thank you to Nancy and to Amy. You see them dollar signs, Creed? That's because she sent $100 on the PP. Megaluya, baby. I don't even know if I have one over here. We never get Megaluyas over here. Ever. Ever. Ever.
Jail.
I don't even have one over here. No, I got one. Amy.
Thank you. Well, we typically don't continue stuff just because you're locked up someplace else. Unless you're in a prison. in which
I will
case
send you a
continue.
picture of the
You're
pizza
gonna
I will
in there
be
for at least
buying
180 days. You can make a speedy trial demand. and get
on
it.
vacation.
If anybody says anything about Mikey, why does Amy get dollar signs around her? Because she sent $100.
Yesterday's trial.
Cash.
This commercial
What is
for
your current
Nike
address?
though is
It's a bit much. It's a bit much.
Hector, I think it might be.
It's a little over the top. Just a
I
tiny
didn't
bit.
see. I was too busy salivating from that.
Apartment 19.
Awesome, Megaluya. During, I think that's a first Megaluya during.
Oh, that has to be.
This is a relatively
Has to
minor matter. I mean, it carries mandatory jail time, or not mandatory. I'm sorry.
Oh God,
Possibly
poor
be a jail
kid's guts fell out.
But in all seriousness, the next time you come to court, you have a trial, a plea, or a dismissal. Understand? All right, today is the 23rd.
It's a great shirt.
Mandatory jail time. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say that.
Also, I'm not sure if it's something you can tell me or not, but I got my discovery and there isn't nothing about no dash cam footage. Could you tell me if there's dash cam footage that can be used in court?
I don't know if there is or not, but your attorney certainly has the right to demand what's called.
Is there
discovery.
dash cam footage? Because I'd love to see it.
And if there is no dash cam, I thought all recruiters have dash cam.
Because I mean, if there isn't any, then
Certainly.
I'm not guilty. If there is, guilty.
It's very important I see that now.
And like I says,
Okay.
I don't know if you
I'll
can
reinstate
answer.
your OR bond. Recall the request for warrant. We'll get.
A lot of smaller towns don't have dash cams.
Remains your attorney of record, and we'll get new court dates. Just make sure you're available and present.
They just mount
Any
ring
other
cameras
questions?
on
All
the
right,
dash.
very well.
Yes.
Just have a seat where you were. The bail's will be with you.
Oh my God, Stansbury.
Damn, way to cut that quick. Pop a
Fast,
squat.
huh?
All right.
Wolverine.
On day before yesterday,
What kind of
Miss Flukers came to the residence.
Flukers.
And her and a gentleman let themselves into the space.
Walker.
Wait a
Get
minute.
it right.
When did she pick up her papers from you?
I'm assuming it was Wednesday.
All right. And you're a tenant and she's the landlord.
Yes.
All right. So
So,
in your lease,
um,
does it say they can go into your place?
Excuse me, Your Honor?
In the lease, does it say they can go into your place?
No, in the lease, it says prior notice and consent.
Ooh, I don't know about consent.
Well, Your Honor,
But, all right, go ahead. She came over there yesterday, her and somebody else. Go ahead.
right. And my housemate said he thought it was me, and I was not
Nope,
there.
don't want to hear from, I want what you, not what your housemate says. You,
Yes, Your
between
Honor.
you and this lady. Go ahead.
Yes, Your Honor. And I usually when Miss Flukers is going to come and
Flucker.
particularly let herself in, if I'm not there or the other tenant is not there, she does give prior notice, at least 24 hours. So she does do that.
Tell me
Mikey,
about the
what's your favorite
stalking.
jelly?
It's supposed to be about stalking. Tell me about this.
Beginning in February, during the beginning of my tenancy,
Or
very good
legitimacy?
situation, beautiful home. Ms. Flukers alerted me to the fact that she was going to be doing some repairs and some renovation. Sometimes I was here and she would ask me, did I mind, you know, a contractor to come? But a time came in about, I'd say May, where Ms. Fluker began coming over to the space very frequently, sometimes 3 times a week. At that point, I was not given notice. And at that point, I noticed she was just letting herself into the space without any notice at all. Now I'm living here as a single man, and I felt uncomfortable with her letting herself in.
Was she gonna rape him?
There became a point where she began calling me incessantly. Your Honor, I uploaded
Nope, you got to share your screen. You got to share your screen. Go
okay.
ahead. Get out her stalking behavior. Please
Right.
get out how she's stalking you.
I got you, Your Honor, and I know that you're.
By the way,
you have a
he's
lot
the
of people to
tenant
get
and
to.
she's the
Doesn't
landlord.
matter. I just want everybody to get to the point.
Right. And I noticed she was pulling up in the driveway and just sitting there watching the house. I would look through my window. I can see the driveway from my window, and she'd be just sitting in her car. And sometimes she'd be sitting in her car for an hour or 2 hours just staring at the house. One day I also noticed that she was going through the garbage cans. Now, Miss Fluker doesn't live that far from me, and I didn't understand why she was going through the garbage cans. And then from maybe, I'd say February of this year up until this date, sometimes she calls. I have the transcript. Sometimes she calls every day, 3 times a day.
Transcribed all the
where I became
calls?
uncomfortable.
She is so
with
thirsty.
calls, and I brought it to her attention that the rent is taken care of, you know, the utilities is taken care of. I really do not want you calling me. One night, about 12:30 a.m. in the morning, she called. She called another 12:45 a.m. Then she called 1 a.m. and that one I did answer. And she told me she was stuck at the airport and she would like me to come and get her. And I was a little bit concerned because I'm a tenant. She has at least 3 properties. And I was wondering why she was calling me rather than AAA. I went to the airport.
One of those
I
could have
gave
been
her a
yours
jump
if you played
start,
your cards right.
And then she asked me to follow her back in
It's a
because
hoax,
she wasn't
Jim.
sure where she was.
Allegedly.
Your Honor, the tenancy has not really had a problem. I've been here 2.5+ years. She was always cordial. She was always helpful. Again, whenever she had to come to the property, she would give me notice, at least 24 hours notice. But when I started noticing her sitting in the driveway, staring at the property, it was about, I'd say, 5 occasions. And then she was going through the garbage, which made me pretty uncomfortable. So the point came where she continually called, and there was a point where she continually came over and sat at the driveway, and I felt uncomfortable with it.
Damn it,
I
Dave.
actually was fearful of my safety particularly when I viewed her going through the garbage cans. The garbage.
How did that make you fear for your safety? Her and your
no, the combination of the sitting in the driveway, along with the going through the garbage, I felt uncomfortable.
Safe travels.
Don't stop now. I'm getting excited.
All right.
Maybe she was recycling. Did you ever think about
Grandma
that?
smokers.
Your Honor, I wrote you a letter describing the situation. He is
I don't need
actually
a
in
letter.
his account.
I don't need a letter. I need you to testify.
Okay. Mr.
Good
Williams
luck. Her
rents
internet's
a
crap.
room,
She's dead.
and I
right?
have another tenant. He has been good about paying the rent, but he has
I
been
think so.
delinquent on the utilities, which is part of the lease agreement that he paid the utilities.
Died in 2021. Gregory Edward Jacobs, by the way.
Look, I don't want to say he's trying to play up and kiss up to the judge. Oh, that's a nice car, Creed.
This is
that one
actually
you're
kind of
buying?
neat. I'm sorry, I'm over here watching this. I do watch this from time to time. It's when they so these lasers, that's how they check everything. It's inspection before the races. It's just in Texas live right now.
Well, if they didn't cheat so damn much, Creed, they wouldn't have to do this.
Oh, it's true. You ought to see all the lasers and shit, though. It's kind of crazy. Anyways, back to court.
Yeah, if I'm not saying he's trying to play up to her, but he is wearing a rainbow solidarity
He is
pin on his shirt. I don't know if that's
get something right.
Yeah, I think if she is into him, she may be sniffing up the wrong tree.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
I do not sit in the driveway. I'm far too busy to sit in the driveway. What I do is I come and use the recycler trash can because I don't have one at my home. And I don't have time. I don't stalk anybody. It was not until I
putting
called
her trash
him
in
and
his
asked
trash
him
can?
to
Recycling.
pay for the utilities that are delinquent for the last 2.
Look at this real quick. I just want to say all these lasers. It's like a party in there.
I said my dude I heard Timothy was going to run up in there and start dancing.
Isn't this crazy? That's how they're measuring everything. It's nuts when this thing does its thing.
Timothy behind on utilities. Damn it, Timothy.
This is a weird one, by the way.
Yeah, look at the judge's
know.
face. She's even perplexed.
I know she's kind of. Because
Yes, have I asked him to pay his unpaid utilities? I have called him. He does not respond. I have emailed him. I have submitted copies
remember
of
we
the
had that
email
one guy in town that did
that
that.
I sent to him requesting that payment. He told me he was a vet and he was having some financial difficulties and he would get it to me when he could. And I always paid for the utilities, but he never could give me any commitment as to when he would honor that. I can no longer support him in his utilities. And in an effort to not have them turned off for the other tenant, I paid them. I suggested to him, because I am an educator and a healthcare provider, that he was, if he couldn't afford the utilities, that he could transfer it into his name and get some assistance, being a vet with paying his utilities. So he opted to do that, and that started in September. He now owes me over $600.
Is Judge
plus,
Manning
which I will
texting someone?
provide the receipts and utilities.
No, I don't need that. You don't have a counterclaim. Do y'all realize this isn't like dispossessory court, right?
Yes, Your Honor, I understand that.
And I am
You
not
just
a
keep
violent
talking, Your Honor.
person. And he's
Why
doing
would
this
tell me why he would say you're hanging outside of his house hours at a time?
because he's a liar.
Oh, there you go.
And
I have no reason.
how do you not have a recycling can at your house?
Because in East Point, they don't provide them. And the other house that I own is in Atlanta and they provide them for free. In East Point, you have to pay for them.
But you don't want to pay for a recycling can. You'd rather spend the gas money to take your recycling to East Point.
The house is around the corner, sir. Ma'am.
Ah!
10 minutes.
So you live in East Point. He lives in, so you rather still spend the gas money to put your recycling in your car, take it to East Point or take it to the city and put it in his recycling can.
That's what I've been doing. It was never a problem till he became a delinquent in his utilities, and I had to
this
make
is-
multiple
I'm
calls,
starting to think
emails
now.
to try to get him to pay for the utilities.
Run his utilities in his own name. Rental property I had, you had to get your utilities in your
I
own name.
just stated that we just transferred him to, because I have other tenants, and if he leaves, I have to restart the utilities. The utilities were in my name up until September 1.
Now they're in his name.
Yes, yes. ma'am.
How'd you put them in his name?
I canceled my the service in my name and said it would be transferred to my tenant. And he agreed to that. I have a letter to the effect that he requested it because he knew he could get assistance.
I'm sorry. I gotta pause this.
Your
real
Honor,
quick. This guy ASG just popped on. I want you to see iPhone. He's got an iPhone iPhone, but Althea, if she stops moving, has one of the best shots. Like it is like, look at that.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
like motion picture quality.
Maybe
It's
she's
quite
a Instagram model.
We ever been to DeKalb State Court Division 5 virtual arraignments?
No, I don't believe we have.
Because Judge Mike Jacobs doesn't even look familiar. Anyways, back to this crazy case. By the way, I seriously think that is winning.
Yeah,
At this
because
point.
she
She's
just
weird.
looks like a nutcase that she's driving around her garbage in the car instead of just getting a can.
Real quickly, and we'll go back to this. It's live. We're just pausing a little bit. I want to know one thing in the chat. Who you guys think? Because I'm believing Tim. Now I do believe that this is definitely a statement. But I think that she's flucking. I said flucking with an L. Crazy. What do you guys think? Are we?
I think she's I think she's definitely a nutcase for sure.
I think she is, and I think there's one. By the way, members only at 6. I think we're going to learn about orange juice. It's going to change your life. I just gotta
Creed
find the
says
right-
he's got a big conspiracy he's gonna throw on us. So
I'm telling you, it's kind
looking
of
forward to it.
it. Shit, he just moved. This guy down here, Michael S. Webb. He was just like this with his eye closes.
I don't think his eye opened back up.
It hasn't. He needs a eye patch like the last guy.
Yeah, she's crazy. Let's go back and see what happens. I think she's gonna throw it out, but I think this lady is crazy.
Yeah, I think she's gonna throw it out too.
Anything
Your
else?
Honor.
Sir? Anything else, sir?
Yes, Your Honor. I have visited Miss Fluker's home. She has sometimes asked me to come over to her place to help her out.
I
Small
walked in, she's
things like the lawn. She actually has both trash cans. She has an East Point regular trash can and she has a recyclable can. And I swear to that under the penalty of perjury. There's no
He is
reason for her to
so
go through.
ill-informed. If you know
May I
anything
finish?
about
May I finish,
recycling.
please?
Okay, both of you stand by because I'm like, I hate being late and I'm 15 minutes letting these other people in. I'm gonna let these folks in. They'll come right back. We're gonna finish this up.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Oh my God, stand by. All right, everybody, cameras on, stay on mute. Cameras on, stay on mute. Cameras on, everybody, stay on mute. Cameras on, stay on mute. Everybody, turn your cameras on. Don't be driving. Don't be laying down. If you do not work for this court or save families, turn your camera on and stay on mute. Cameras on, 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 cameras on, cameras on, cameras on. Unless you work for my office, cameras on or save families. Cameras on, cameras on. Got let's see, go next. Okay, all right, is that everybody? Whoever's walking around.
Please, somebody
Be still.
not
I gotta
get
see your. Be still.
There's a lot going on.
Cameras on.
Do you think we should turn our cameras on, or I'm just not sure what to do at this point? Maybe I misunderstood the directions.
Oh my God.
Maybe cameras on.
And I want to look at your seal and I want to see your face. Everybody else, chest up. Got to see your face. Miss Free, did you get that one between Mr. LaScala and I think it was Miss Leonard?
I did, Your Honor.
All right, got a consent order. So that one obvious, and that was on 2 o'clock.
Can we see that rack, Miss Allen? Thank you, Miss Allen. Thank you.
That consent. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. All right, everybody.
She
When I
likes it
call your
too.
name, take yourself off mute and say here. When I call your name, take yourself off mute and say here. All right. Drikia Williams. Well, we destroyed that. I apologize. Everybody's been told, I'm assumed to get here.
Latricia Williams.
Dricka Williams. Jasmine Sutton. Failure to appear. Matthew Ligon.
Damn, nobody showed up.
Matthew Ligon. Adonis Murray. Matthew Ligon. Adonis Murray.
Timothy's back. He shook it off.
Failure to appear. Manuel De Jesus Martinez Avalos. Manuel Martinez. How about that? Because rest of it. Manuel Martinez.
Like
Manuel
me
Martinez.
coming up
Going
here
once,
reading
going
these
twice.
names.
Failure to appear. All right. Let's see. I got Bell and Wade. So I got Bell here. Where's Bell? Just came in. Bell.
What?
They were just in there. Did they leave, I guess? Hello. Sayless, Bell. Jason, Wade.
Hello. Hey, where are the white
Bell
women
keeps
at?
trying to come in. All right, that's all by consent. LaPortia Ellis.
I'm here. Stephanie Hernandez on behalf of the petitioner.
What a great
Thank
voice.
you, Ms. Hernandez. Don't be offended, by the way. I'm just trying to pronounce that other Spanish name, please. I was kicked out of middle school Spanish after the first week, and they put me in woodworking. They told me my accent,
call.
right, Miss Freed, destroyed the language and made me promise to never speak Spanish again. So when we go to a Mexican restaurant, I have to order by the numbers. Sorry about that. All right, Jamal Ingram.
Oh, she got jokes
Jamal
today.
Ingram. Shut up,
Hey.
service there, Ms. Hernandez, on Mr. Ingram. And it's about to expire. Do you feel like he's avoiding service?
She might.
Yes, we have also tried to serve him through private server and we're unable to find him.
All right. So if this
Only
one
on the
says the
move
sheriff
with
advice
the
is not at home. So I can
Move
reset
the
this for
phone.
30 days by statute if you think he's avoiding service. Would you like that 30-day reset?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Ms. Freed will, if you put your email in the chat, she will email you. Are you going to just use a private process server?
Yes, that's what we're trying to do. Just
All right. Well, she'll email you the reset notice that you deliver with the petition and all that. And that way, y'all can try to search, and she won't run it over to the sheriff's office. Is that right?
Yes, that's correct. Thank you.
All right. All right. Are you doing this for AVLF?
I'm not. I'm with
Okay.
Mosaic, Georgia.
Okay. Just gonna let you know if you ever do any pro bono cases, you got to put AVLF by your name because I make sure that I take you volunteer lawyers first. Okay. All right. She'll email you once you put your email in the chat. She will email you your reset date. And if you get them served, just make sure you file the affidavit of service. Thank you so much. Have a good weekend.
25 bones. from
Isis
Amy
Crossley.
Rich.
Isis Crossley.
Yeah.
Victoria McCleary.
Thank you.
Victoria McCleary. I don't show service on Miss McCleary. Do you have a reason to believe that she is avoiding service?
Probably.
All right, you can get one more extension for another 30 days. Ms. Free, if you put your email in the chat, Ms. Free will email you a reset notice in the sheriff's form. On the
She's playing
sheriff's
around.
form, my suggestion to you is you put down a 2 to 4 hour time frame. That's the best time to serve this person. And mind you, that could be in the middle of the night. All right, but put your email in the chat before you leave because Ms. Free will email you your.
Now we have somebody riding the bus over here with their Alcatel Joy Tab 2.
Oh, the Joy Tab 2. A fine phone.
Leave the meeting.
10 years ago.
Newborn.
I can't. I did. So they just kept
Keisha
going
Newborn.
on and on. She
1,
was
2,
already
3. Nope.
2 minutes late. That's why she
Yormi
was-
Rose. Miss Sandifer.
I don't blame her. You can bump this back to
This is
live.
not an SFO case.
Oh, okay. All right. Failure to appear.
What'd you say?
You can bump that back to live if you wanted to.
Let's make sure we don't go too far.
Yes, Your Honor.
Get closer.
Randall Powell.
Fluckers.
Button. Sterling Kilpatrick. Tony Montgomery. All right. How about your client? Is it Saron?
Yes. The Ms. Brahani and the
And we're
defendant
back
were
to
married
live.
December 19, 2021.
We have to see all of these people just so we can finish up with this fucking
she was
case.
mentally, physically
Now,
abused.
by the
We
way.
have medical records, video recordings, audio recordings,
She did this
photographs, and
last
text
time.
messages to show the court that she was abused. Both of them live in Fulton County.
Sure. Go ahead, Hector.
Today, the court will hear from her to test if she wants to testify there.
All right. Let's see, Ms. What's this? I'm gonna show you how to do this down and dirty. Raise your right hand, ma'am. You swear firm testimony you're about to give is the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth?
Judge.
Yes, I do.
All right. Is everything in your petition true and correct?
Yes.
Are you still in fear for your safety?
Yes.
It looks like he was served, counsel, correct me, on or about September the 16th.
I believe that's correct, Your Honor.
All right. Has he reached out to you or contacted you since he was served?
Yes.
Yeah. Not me.
Well, look who in the world might be here. Wicked late.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Yes.
Uh-oh.
So
Yeah,
he
hold on,
contacted.
hold on. There he goes. I guess this is him, right? Is that him?
Yes.
You're on mute,
All
sir.
right.
I'm sorry, ma'am. I have the wrong Zoom code.
Okay, tell you what we're gonna do. She's got a lawyer. I'm gonna put you in the room with her lawyer and let you two talk about it. He's a really nice guy here. Okay, see if y'all can work things out. You good with that, counsel?
I'm good.
All right, there you go. Y'all go into breakout room 1. Once y'all work it out, come on back out and tell me what you worked out. All right. All right, let me get back to this really quickly. Everybody else stand by real quick. Let me finish
here we
up
go.
this one. All right. Anything else, Mr. Williams?
Yes, Your
Not
Honor. I
me.
really don't want to tax the court's time. I have a couple of witnesses who can.
Tell me what you're
witness.
asking for. Tell me what you're asking for.
I'm just asking for a temporary restraining order. I've got 2 witnesses standing outside that will
Okay, and what does
testify.
that mean to you? What does that mean? You want her to stay away from you? What do you want?
Yeah, I just wanted to stay away from me.
Just get the hell away.
I just wanted to stay away from me. And if she does have to come, because she did tell me she was going to do some renovation to the property. She said there's a possibility that she might
Please
wanna
like this video, by the way.
in the future. But going through my trash and possibly standing on the trash can to look into my window, that makes me fearful of my life, Your Honor.
Ms. Flukers, go ahead. Anything you want to say?
Her face.
Absolutely. I have provided the evidence that I sent Mr. Williams an email that I was going to be there to replace a fixture that was broken. And I entered I knocked first. The other tenant didn't answer the door. He got I have provided you with a copy of the email that I sent him.
Ma'am, I don't look at evidence until you share your screen and you present it.
I'm sorry?
I don't look at anything that you think you've emailed to the court. You have to.
Oh,
show
no,
your-
I sent it to your Dropbox.
Doesn't matter, ma'am. I don't look at that. You have to present it. In there, it also says you have to follow the rules of evidence. You have not presented anything.
Okay, I don't have the technical skills to do that. This man is lying about me. I brought a man to do a repair. He called
I'm
the
an old
police
school stalker.
on the man. The man has been there multiple times and he knew the man and wasting taxpayers' resources because he doesn't want to pay for his utilities.
He needs to
And
move.
it is a problem for him to be
Time
present
to move.
as a tenant and I can't enter to do repairs for a year.
All right, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put this in place for 6 months. You can still contact him only as landlord tenant. That means email.
That's all I do
If you
anyway.
guys are going to argue about what's in a lease, y'all could take that up in another court, but not here. Ma'am, don't sit outside of his house. Text him, email him only for the purposes of telling him that somebody's coming to work there and do work on the property. He can send you his rent. You can tell him it's past due. only as it occurred, only as it falls in guys with handling landlord tenant issues. Got it?
Got it, Your
Both
Honor.
of you put your,
Yeah, what am I
both of you put
supposed
your
to do
emails
if I
in the
need
chat.
to do a repair?
What you follow what the terms of the lease.
Oh, I do that. I've been doing that.
That's all you gotta keep doing.
Well, I will continue
Put
to
yourselves
do that.
on mute. Put your emails in the chat.
That's
It's gonna
done.
say in there specifically that you can comply with the terms of the lease and you can communicate only as to the terms of the lease. All right?
Thank you, Your Honor.
Both of you put your email in the chat. Once you do that, you can both leave the meeting.
Thank you.
That is not going to be the last time that those two are
No.
in court together.
That 6 months restraining order is gonna do nothing. She's busy standing on trash cans and peeping in the window at Timmy. She's barking up the wrong creed. Oh, the wrong tree too. Sorry, wrong creed.
What are you thinking? You want to hang out for a little bit longer? We want to go?
It's up
What do
to
wanna-
you. It's we got 2 more shows to do today, and we're
Oh, that's true. Yeah, we got members only too. Let's cut it there. I'm actually really happy that I was off to a rough start there with no lives happening, but turns out to be a hell of a crowd today, which is great.
we appreciate. Creed, would you like to go down the monetary monorail and shout everybody out before we go?
Dave Tuco, Taco Shells, Dallas Alice, Dave, Kiernoff, Sweet Tea, Pass, Mayor McNome, Chad, Dave, Nazi, Amy with a dollar symbol, Amy, Rich, and Dave. Thank you guys a ton. The monetary monorail. I love it.
That's
Doing it
right.
all day.
Don't worry, those T-shirts are coming out soon. Members only will be allowed to marry those, wear those, or marry them, whatever you're into.
I really like Alex Manning. I like how she moves things forward. I like how she also is not afraid to speak up and put people in their place. And I got to say, absolutely no offense to her, but the times when they say sir 2 times today, by the way,
Makes me laugh every time.
it's funny. I'm sorry. It
Every
really
time.
is.
Every time. If you've enjoyed this, please give it a like. If you didn't like it, give it a dislike. Then I'll take either or.
It still counts as a like.
Yeah, make sure you subscribe and go over and subscribe to our case only channel. We got a case. That's where you'll get nothing but the court stuff. You don't have to filter through anything. It'll be right there at your fingertips. We'll be back at 4:05 for Florida Friday. Everything Florida. And Creed, I don't want to let the cat out of the bag, but we got a lady peeing on herself. So make sure you're back for that.
Great.
If nothing else, until next time, we love you guys.